Picking is the process we use to aggregate inventory into orders to get them ready to be processed for shipments. We also use this process to transport that inventory from the pickable locations into the shipping station where they will be processed. For an order to be ready to pick, it has to be both ready to ship and have inventory that is allocated in a pickable location. For more information on that, we've made an orders video. Go ahead and check that out. That'll explain further how to diagnose why an order may not be ready to ship and how to fix that, and also why an order may not be pickable. So during picking, you'll follow a set of instructions that will tell you which items to pick, where from, and where to. The instructions will also tell you which inventory to place into which totes. So what is a tote? A tote is a type of location, not a custom type. We have those as well. But if you go into locations under warehouses and press create new location, you can see 3 checkboxes here: pickable, sellable, and tote. If you select tote, it can't be pickable or sellable. And so this is a location that is designated for transport during picking. So make sure you have some totes created, because those are what you're going to need to use in order to pick. I've created 10 totes here already, so we're going to use these. In order to start picking, head down to the bottom left where it says start picking and make sure that you have orders ready to pick. In this case, I have 5 ready. Click on the button that says start picking and then select the quantity of totes that you have ready. I have 10, which means that at the most, I'm going to use 10 totes during this pick session. If there are not enough orders to fill up those 10 totes, then it will use less. Go ahead and press start picking. Before I start the picking process, I do want to note that this whole process is also available on mobile. Before we get going, I want to show you a couple cool features of picking. So it's going to look slightly different on mobile and on desktop, but if you come up to the top of the page, you'll see items to pick and progress tabs on desktop. On mobile, it'll be a drop down. So if you go ahead and click on progress or select progress from the drop down, you'll see a table here that shows you all of the totes and the orders in the pick session. So what does that mean? Each tote will be assigned 1 order throughout the pick session, and likewise each order will be assigned 1 tote. On the progress table, you can sort by each order or by tote, and you can see first, before you've started the pick session, you have 5 different orders here in my pick session, and they all have unassigned totes. This means that you will have to assign it throughout the pick session. You can also see the quantity of items in that order, and you can also see the status of that order during the pick session. You can click into each of these orders by clicking on the order number. Here we can see the progress by order item. In this case, there's the collection snowboard liquid and there's 1 of them, and you can see that 0 of the 1 have been picked. If I come back later, after I've picked this item, it should show 1 of 1, and progress should show picking completed. So I'm going to head back to the items to pick so we can get started. Typically during a pick session, your only inputs are going to be via barcode scanner. I don't have a barcode scanner, so I'm going to manually click, but I'll tell you what you should scan throughout the process in order to create the same inputs. To begin picking, go to the first location indicated by the instructions. In this case, it's pickable 01, and that's the location where I'll find the collection snowboard liquid. So if I'm on the warehouse floor, I'm going to head to pickable 01. If I'm using a barcode scanner, I'm going to scan the barcode of the product at this point. In this case, I don't have the barcode scanner, so I'm going to manually select the product and press confirm selection. Now you're brought to a page in which you're to assign the tote to place the inventory into. If you're using a barcode scanner, this is when you would scan an empty tote. In this case, I'll click and manually select. Now that you've selected both the item and the tote you'll be picking to, you're instructed to pick each item. Under remaining items, you can see the quantity of that item that is remaining to pick to the tote that you've selected. In this case, the collection snowboard to tote 1 has 1 item left to pick. In order to pick an item with a barcode scanner, go ahead and scan the product barcode once for each item you're going to pick. In my case, I don't have a barcode scanner, so I'm going to select pick 1 item for each item I'm going to pick. In this case, it's 1, so I'll go ahead and click that button. And now I've picked 1 item to that tote. So in my case, multiple orders in the pick session have the inventory item that I was picking. This means I'm going to continue picking this item to more totes. In this case, the second tote is also unassigned, so I'm brought back to the tote assignment page. Again, I'm either going to scan the tote barcode if I have a barcode scanner, or in my case, I'm going to manually select and click confirm selection. I'm now informed that I need to pick 1 item to tote 2, in which case I'm going to follow the same process that I did before for picking an item, and I'm going to press pick 1 item. Yet again, I'm brought back to the tote selection page where I'll select a tote for the 3rd time. I will pick 1 more item to that tote, and select the fourth tote. And pick one more item. Now that item has been fully picked. Let's check progress and see where we're at. As you can see, 3 of the 5 orders have been fully picked and 2 are in progress still. Let's look at one that's been fully picked. When you click in, you can see the quantity that has been picked against the quantity that is to be picked for that entire tote. In this case, this order is fully picked. I'm going to head back to the progress page. Let's take a look at the one order that has been assigned but is still in progress. Here you can see there's 2 different products, the multi-managed snowboard and the collection snowboard, and the collection snowboard has been fully picked while the multi-managed snowboard is yet to be picked. So let's go back to the picking page and finish up picking. At this point, picking indicates that I need to go to pickable location number 2, and so if I'm on the warehouse floor, that's where I'm going. If I have a barcode scanner, I'm going to scan the multi-managed snowboard product barcode. In this case, I'm going to select and manually confirm selection since I don't. Yet again, I need to select an unassigned tote. So I'm going to select tote 5, confirm selection. So here is our first item with more than one quantity to pick to a specific tote. It says we have 3 items remaining to pick to this tote, so I'm going to either scan the barcode once for each item, meaning I'm going to do 3 total scans, or I'm going to pick one item via the button confirmation 3 different times. So if I click pick one item, you can see there's 2 remaining to pick an item again, now 1 remaining, and I'll pick it, and now that item is fully picked. Now a new screen has popped up that's called Tote Confirmation. This indicates that you're switching totes you're picking to. There's an order that already has tote 3 assigned. That order also needs a multi-managed snowboard pick to it. The picking flow is indicating that we need to pick items to that tote, and it wants us to confirm that we've seen the tote we're picking to and that we're going to start picking to that tote. So to do so, either scan the tote barcode of the tote indicated, or in my case, I'll press confirm tote. Now it indicates that you want to pick one item to tote 3. I'm going to go ahead and pick that item, and our pick session is complete. In order for items to move into the shipping flow, make sure that you press complete pick session. Now your pick session is complete. If you head to start shipping, you should see all the orders you just picked available to start shipping.